Hello and welcome to FITSMITH. Today I'm going to show you a few combinations of squat thrusts. There are three main variations that I do. I sort of substitute this for a cardio circuit when I'm on a cardio circuit day. So in other words, I would do, you've seen some of the cardio circuit videos perhaps. Each of them is 2 circuits. So I usually do 12. That takes approximately an hour. And when I do squat thrust exercises, I do them for an hour as well. So what's a squat thrust? So I'll show you a few variations of a squat thrust. The first one is probably the one you learned in grammar school or the military. You put your hands on the floor right under your shoulder blades. You can either jump or step behind you. I don't like to jump behind me because sometimes it hurts my feet. So I usually step. Now you're holding yourself in a plank position, which is the perfect position for a push-up. Yes, so do a push-up and then jump. I do jump back. And I typically end it by raising my hands over my head, looking up in the air and coming up on my toes. You can also jump, depending on what time it is and if your neighbors are going to be okay with that, or if you want to leave jumping out altogether. I usually just come up on my toes. Then I would go into stepping back with the alternating leg. So push up, jump, reach. Right leg back, plank, push up, jump, and reach. Left leg, right leg, push up. Okay. I'm just going to do a few of these. When you bring your legs together, when you bring your legs rather up, so my legs are out, clearly a push-up, working your arms, also working your abs. When you jump, it's your abdominals that are doing most of that work. It's like a push-up. This very, very quickly becomes a cardio exercise. Okay. I'm perspiring a lot because I had done exercises prior to this. I don't think I'd be perspiring at that point if that's all I had just done. But who knows? It's kind of warm out today. The second version, or the second variation rather, is it's much more, there's much less jumping. I like it's a nice way to break it up, but you're definitely still working. There's no push-up and there's no jumping. But my right leg is out. I bring my left leg out, up, and back. Now this part here, you're definitely feeling it all over here. Then I would alternate. Left leg out. Your arms are right below your shoulders. Your right leg is going to go back, up, so that's your buttocks and your hamstring. And then bring your foot back, again, all over here. Just show you a few more. And then I would end it the same way. To hold yourself up is definitely using a lot of your arm muscles. Sometimes I lose track of which side I'm on. That's okay. If you do too many on one side, believe me, you'll know it. If you do too many in a row, I should say. and up. So when you're here and you're up like this, you can feel your right leg is definitely working just to hold you. Your arms are working to hold you up, and the leg that's moving is working because it's moving. Okay. All right, so that's that variation, and I'm going to show you one more. Okay. And this one I'm actually still having some balancing issues occasionally if I'm tired. So let's see how tired I am today. This incorporates yoga, Pilates, and calisthenics in one move. So I really like this one. But it is challenging. So like I said, I may be a little tired right now. And we'll see. You'll see. Okay, so you start out the same way. Hands right under your shoulders. I'm bringing my right leg back, my left leg back right next to my right foot, turning onto my right outer foot, bringing my arm up to the sky, down, up, back down, and then I'm pivoting around and jump. Now you're going to get to see that from the back and the little lift. Okay, so this isn't fun. I'm usually shaky arm. My left foot goes back. My right foot goes back next to my left foot. I pivot onto the outside of my left foot. I bring my arm up to the sky and look at it. Then bring it down, through, and I'm watching it the entire time. Okay. Pivot back and jump and lift. Right leg goes back. Left leg goes back right next to it. Now when you pivot onto your side like this, sometimes, I'll show you, this is very intense, and it's intense because I'm holding it right now. I'll lift the top leg while I'm bringing my arm up. I definitely don't do that every time, depending on how long I'm doing it for. If I'm doing this for an hour, my leg is not coming up every single time. So, what's happening here? This is oblique, this is your balancing, this is stretching, this is a yoga pose right now. This becomes a Pilates move. You could put a push-up in here. I've never thought about that until just now. You could push up in here. And then a squat thrust. Yeah, that's a nice way to add to that. Add a push-up in there. Yeah. Now, I'm going to do 2 more of these, and then I'm going to explain how I use them. Gave myself a break there. So if balance becomes a challenge, here's some things you can do on that one. And they're slightly yoga-based, I guess. If you're like this and you're thinking, no way can I do that, you can just come into, this is a yoga pose. It's definitely easier on your shoulder and your elbow of the arm that's holding you. But it's still a balancing challenge, even though, you know, and then you can just, and if you don't want to jump back, you can walk back in all of them. So from the first one, I did this. You can also do this. Start with the left. And it might look a lot less intense than what I was showing you before, but go try doing them for 10 minutes and see how you feel after. I'm sure you will notice something. And the way I count, or the way I should say, sorry, the way I do them, is I either listen to music and do one variation for one entire song, and then switch it up when the song changes, or I'll do this. So that was variation number 1 on the right side, variation number 1 on the left side, variation 2 on the right side, variation 2 on the left side. Variation 3 on the right side. And variation 3. On the left side. Thank you for joining me. Drink water, stretch, and join me again, please. Be well.